Caribbean Congress of Labour reaffirmed its commitment to working with CARICOM and its partners to ensure free movement delivers tangible benefits for workers and their families. A United Nations-backed index has warned that 5.7 million Haitians are facing worsening food insecurity and as armed groups expand the control across the country. The latest Integrated Food Security Phase Classification, or IPC, reports that it covers September 2025 to February 2026. It projects that in June finds 1.9 million Haitians, or 17% of the population, at emergency levels of acute and acute food insecurity, experiencing severe food gaps, malnutrition, and increased mortality. Another 3.8 million people, or 34%, are at crisis levels, forced to deplete essentials assets to meet basic needs. The ICP projects food security will deteriorate further during the upcoming lean season, with 54% of Haitians' population expected to face high levels of acute food insecurity. The crisis is fueled by armed violence, economic decline, and mass displacement. The IPC urges emergency interventions and expanded social protection to prevent the poorest from resorting to harmful coping strategies. Now, looking further afield, the U.S. government shutdown has reached its third week as Congress remains deadlocked over spending with no end in sight. Thousands of federal employees have been laid off, particularly in the Treasury, Health, Education, and Housing departments, while hundreds of thousands more are on enforced leave. President Donald Trump is escalating pressure on Democrats to accept Republican funding demands, threatening more layoffs and cutting programs aligned with Democratic priorities. About 1.3 million active duty military personnel are set to miss their paychecks, forcing many to seek assistance at food banks. Trump promised to use all available funds to pay troops, but legal uncertainty surrounds this move. The shutdown's effects are increasingly felt, with airport delays rising and the Smithsonian's National Zoo and museums closing. Democratic leaders have dismissed the Trump threats, saying layoffs will be reversed in court. The Senate is preparing another attempt to resolve the crisis, but optimism remains low. India and Canada have agreed to a range of measures to restore diplomatic relations following high-level talks in Delhi between their foreign ministers. Canada's Foreign Minister Anita Anand, on her first official visit to India, met with Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Modi stated the visit would help impart new momentum to the partnership between the two nations. The talks come after relations reached a low point in 2023 when Canada's then Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused India of involvement in the killing of Sikh separatist leader Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil, a claim India denied. In the aftermath, both countries suspended visa services and expelled each other's top diplomats. The latest discussions represent a step forward in normalizing ties and rebuilding cooperation between India and Canada. That's the regional and international news. The sporting segment is straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. Preparation for the regional CG United Super 50 tournament continues with 5 Grenadians called up to the Windward squad. They are Teddy Bishop, who serves as vice captain of the team, Darrell Cyrus, Kirsten Murray, Darren Ned, and Daniel MacDonald. Ryan John is on reserve. The players are currently in St. Vincent with the rest of the Windward squad. This Super 50 Cup, a key platform for emerging regional players and seasoned professionals, has traditionally rotated across Caribbean nations. The tournament bowls off from November 19th to the 29th. Birmingham City Council says it is incredibly excited by its bid to be selected as one of the host cities for the 2035 FIFA Women's World Cup. The tournament is set to take place in the UK after FIFA President Gianni Infantino confirmed the home nations and now the sole valid bidders for the event. The council stated it plans to showcase how ready and enthusiastic Birmingham is to be part of the championship. A spokesperson added that while the city is proud to be considered, the final choice of host cities will be made by FIFA if the UK's bid is successful. That's all the sports we've got at this time. We'll have more sports in our lunchtime newscast and also our primetime newscast later in the evening. Folks, stay with us. The weather forecast is straight ahead.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
The forecast, we now join forecaster Vondi Cyrus at the forecast desk at the MBIA. Good morning, Vondi.
Good morning to you and to your listeners. Here is the weather for today, Tuesday, 14th October 2025. It is a fair morning with vicinity showers at the MBIA. Winds are from the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 10.4 millibars, that is below normal and rising. The present temperature is 27.4 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 87%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.7 degrees Celsius. Last night's minimum temperature was 27 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 0.3 millimeters was recorded here at the MBIA, which brings the total for the month so far to 12.8 millimeters. Now let's look at the public weather forecast valid for today and tonight for the state of Grenada. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with occasional light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunderstorms, especially in the northern portion of the state, improving as the day progresses. Today's max could be around 31 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides are currently rising, will be high at 10:30 a.m. and low at 3:30 p.m. Sunset today 5:49, sunrise tomorrow 5:57. Just a recap of the public forecast valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with occasional light to moderate showers and possible isolated thunderstorm, especially in the northern portion of the state, improving as the day progresses. From the Met Services, this is Vondi Cyrus. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Vondi. Have yourself a wonderful day likewise. Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick and Thompson Company Limited.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh, Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
And to end the news, a recap of the headlines. United States issues warning to Caribbean countries ahead of net zero shipping framework vote. In the region, Caribbean Congress of Labour hails historic step as 4 CARICOM countries allow full free movement under the CSME. Internationally, a third week of U.S. government shutdown sees mass layoffs, service disruptions, and escalating political standoff. And in sports, 5 Grenadian cricketers named to the Windward squad for upcoming CG United 50 Super Cup. That has been the morning edition of news for today, Tuesday, the 14th day of October. On behalf of the entire news department, I am Gordon Joseph, thanking you for viewing and listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending that invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere. Stay with us. The traffic report is up shortly.
He was a voice from the pulpit, now away from the altar, but never away from purpose. Father Gerald Ball now takes the Legends stage with fire, conviction, and a calypso that's stirring the nation. The 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert, Sunday, November 9th, 5 p.m., Grenada Trade Center. Father Gerard Paul sings Truth to Power.
In the face of all this violence, I will preach, I will preach.
Along with the best of Grenada, Black Prince, and the Pink Panther. Tickets $60 and are available at all Gittins Healthcare Pharmacies. Quick Stop at Otway Service Station, Springs Food Mart, Clear Vision Eye Center, Gittins Pharmacy, St. George's, St. David's Pharmacy, and GoodFed.com. Father Gerard Paul, along with the voices of legends and their stories that shaped generations. The 19th annual Hubbard's Legends in Concert. One stage, one night. Get your tickets now.
Cannot just pretend everything is fine as I run me mind.
World Food Day 2025 is here. October 13th to the 17th, under the theme Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future. Monday, October 13th, 4-H School Competition. Tuesday, October 14th, Friendly Chef Contest in collaboration with the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council. Wednesday, October 15th, Eat Your Fruits and Veggie Day among schools, the private and public sector, including public engagements via social media platforms. International World Food Day celebrations, Thursday, October 16th, Minister's Address and panel discussion. And the curtains will come down with the grand exhibition on Friday, October 17th at the Old Trafford Plainfield Canteen. Make your plans and get on board. Hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry.
Looking to shop online from your favorite stores like Amazon and Shein? With GPC Global, it's never been easier. Get your very own US address and shop from around the world. With GPC Global, you can order the latest trends and must-have items, all delivered straight to Grenada to your closest post office for your pickup. We offer the cheapest rates and our service is reliable and quick. No more waiting for weeks for your packages. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Join the Grenada Postal family today and start shopping smarter. Visit us online at www.grenadapostal.com or call us on 437-POST. That's 437-7678. GPC Global, your gateway to the world.
Grenadians, get ready to commemorate National Heroes Day on Sunday, October 19th at the former Riviera Hotel site next to Comahorn Park. Grand Dance from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The theme for this year's commemoration, honoring our legacy, inspiring our future. This National Heroes Day commemoration promises to be one to remember, with a prayer and worship segment, the spoken word, and a powerful message from our special guest speaker. Anchor, National Heroes Day Commemoration 2025 will also see the official sword turning on the grounds of the Riviera site, which will then be known as National Heroes and Heritage Park. Sunday, October 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. National Heroes Day Commemoration, Monrouge, St. George. See you there.
Distributed by Echo Blue Limited. Visit us on the Lansipine Main Road or call 405-4818.
It's 11 minutes after 7 o'clock, and at this time I now join Corporal Troy Paul from the Traffic Department of the RGPF for this morning's traffic report. Good morning, Corporal Paul.
Splendid morning to you and to your entire listening public. It is always a pleasure when we bring forth the traffic update on a morning time so persons can be well informed as to where they travel, where there is traffic, and what's the alternative. And this morning is no other morning where we bring that information to persons and let them know what to expect. And so far, we have a light to moderate flow of traffic in most of the areas at this time. So persons traveling in any of the areas, especially through our towns, can do so freely without any traffic congestion. We also have no reported accidents at this time or obstruction in any of the areas. However, we start seeing movement in most of the areas which we would normally have on a morning time as it relates to areas such as the St. Paul's Public Road. It is, we already start seeing movement here. Also the Calvin Public Road. Also, we have light to moderate traffic flowing from the western corridor heading to the southern part of the island, and also we also seen some movements in the area of the Mongay Public Road, which comes from the Grenada Public Road. However, that traffic is a bit light at the moment, but we know that what happens as we get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. So persons, please take note as to the following areas which we just mentioned. As it relates to the accident state for the past 24 hours, 9 minor accidents. It is our responsibility, as we do every day, to let persons know of their responsibility as it relates to driving safely on our nation's road. Too many times we have a number of accidents as a result of a lot of things that can be avoidable, as it stated, distracted driving and others. However, we still want to appeal to persons, especially those who park their vehicle a morning time or every day, as if the public road is the public car park. We want to make that appeal again to you to think about your actions and be considerate in your parking, especially as you get closer to the 8 o'clock hour. In addition to that, we want to let you know that this sort of behavior contributes to traffic congestion and leads to accidents because of your negligence and we're not having a free road with both lanes of traffic on our nation's road. As it relates to the road network and so on, work still continues. It's a project that will be here for a while, so we want to encourage drivers to get accustomed to those areas that are affected by the inconvenience of the free roadways at the time and also the indiscriminate extra dust that will be in the area at the time. We had a few showers, so that we trust that it does remain as minimal, but we know with the constant driving of vehicles along the roads, it will definitely will be something that will be short-lived. So we want to encourage drivers, pedestrians as well, if you're traveling in those areas, to be extra careful and cautious as you drive. But we want to let persons know that if you have not left home yet, you have to get to work for 8 o'clock, please do so that you can get to work on time and safely. It is your responsibility to get there. But we want to let you know that if you have not, expect some delays in the areas that we mentioned earlier. So you definitely have to resort to maybe some traffic diversion if you encounter traffic along the way as it relates to your journey. And remember, let us continue to drive safely. And the question we ask every morning, and I will definitely ask it this morning again, if you are texting,
then who is driving?
Who is driving?
Thank you very much, Corporal Paul, and to the rest of your team, have a wonderful day now.
You as well.
Folks, that was the traffic report. We take a brief commercial break. We'll be back after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
What do you like most about the peer-to-peer feature in our e-banking platform?
With peer-to-peer, it makes my life much easier. When my mom requests, I can always, do the transfer through peer-to-peer to her. No headache, no hassle, Click, tap, done. Banking just got easier.
Come on out, Grenada. Let's move to live. Sunday, October 26, 2025. Fitness walk beginning with warm-up at 2 p.m. at Progress Park St. Andrew. Organize your churches, clubs, family, and community. Great prizes to be won. Call 442-7450 to order your t-shirts now. Features and attractions galore to keep you moving. Hosted by the Health and Youth Departments of the Grenada Conference of Seventh-day Adventists.
Welcome to Caracou, small in size, rich in spirit. As you step off the boat, you're greeted by smiling faces and warm island vibes. Your adventure begins here. Need a cozy place to stay? The Mermaid Beach Hotel has been a favorite for years. Waterfront views, clean comfort, and located in the town. In Bogles, the Roundhouse Cottages offers rustic charm with a touch of elegance. A peaceful hideaway surrounded by nature. Prefer something private? Dong Island Villas gives you space, sea breeze, and a home away from home feel. Wake up to the sound of waves and views that stretch for miles. We're ready to welcome you. When are you coming?
Residents of Caracou and Petit Martinique, have you ever wondered how you can benefit from Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program? Join the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada for the next IMA Symposium Series on October 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the Mermaid Hotel Conference Room, Caracou. This public forum will explore how local developers and those aspiring to become developers can access new earning opportunities through the CBI program. Hear from key experts representing the Investment Migration Agency, the CBI Committee, and the Grenada Investment Development Corporation as they discuss recent regulatory changes designed to expand local participation. This is your chance to gain insight, ask questions, and discover how you can be part of Grenada, Caracou, and Petit Martinique's development story. Don't miss it. Join the conversation on October 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the Mermaid Hotel Conference Room.
For when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. Oh, I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide, to life's
Lenexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Whether you're refreshing a bedroom or giving your home a bold new look, the Color Shop has the perfect paint and tools to make it happen, inside and out. With quality finishes for every surface and accessories to match, we make painting easy from start to finish. Whether it's a DIY weekend or a contractor starting a brand new project, the Color Shop is the trusted choice.
Welcome and good morning to the conversation this morning. And at this time, I'm happy to introduce to the set Miss Sorana Mitchell. This morning, she's wearing a very big cap. She's a media practitioner as well. A very, very humble and noble individual, I must say. And this morning, she's representing an organization, a very, very, very important organization, especially in this dispensation, this month. It's, as we recognize people who are mentally challenged. So this morning she's representing Friends of the Mentally Ill. Mm-hmm. Good morning, Sorana. How are you?
Good morning. I am awake. How are you?
I am alive and so thankful. And the mere fact that you're awake is a golden opportunity.
Yes, I'm another day above ground.
Yeah, yes. To be the best that we can be. All right, so tell us about, and I am going to play a song, as a matter of fact. Let me just do that. Who Am I? That's an instrumental. Wonderful song, and even more wonderful is the voice that's rendering the song. Sorana, tell us about your organization, Friends of the Mentally Ill. What is it all about? Who initiated it and everything like that?
So, Friends of the Mentally Ill is a non-profit organization started in the 1990s, and the sole purpose of the organization is to advocate, to raise awareness, and to support people with mental health conditions and their families. And over the years, there have been several different activities to raise awareness, and one of them this year is this song. Now, I wrote this song coming out of depression, and I saw it fit at this time to share it. And because the fact of the matter is, many a times people are going through depression and they feel they're alone, and you're in that state where you, who am I? Why should I exist? You know, why? You know. So,
I know the feeling.
Well, yeah. Thank you for saying that.
I know the feeling.
Right, and sometimes even in short spurts, even without a long detailed session of depression, you go through things and you're like, why am I here? Why do I, you ask yourself these questions. So I said, let me share it, and in collaboration with Friends of the Mentally Ill, it was recorded, and here it is. So the fact of the matter is for people to realize that you're not alone, especially, and we're raising awareness in this month of October because. And continuing, the reason being is that people feel they're alone when you're going through something like anxiety or depression, and you don't want to label it mental health conditions because of the stigma. So we're trying to debunk, we're trying to reduce the stigma. As someone was telling me, it wouldn't go away 100%, but as much as possible to educate and help.
So, having said that, what is the modus operandi of your organization? What do you do? I mean, the wonderful song and so forth. I hear you. But to the people with mental challenges out there, what does your organization do?
Right. So one of the things we do is that we raise funds, and one of our main fundraiser is a tea party that we hold yearly, and that takes place during the Easter season at former Governor General Sir Danny Williams, may his soul rest in peace, his wife, welcomes us. So the monies raised help persons who we can help, because there are lots of people who have issues who can't work. So we help them. Food hampers are given. People like Dr. Spencer is always there. I mean, that's a name that's been in the mental health world in Grenada for a while. For
eons.
Yes.
Yeah,
so Dr. Spencer is the president, and he and people like Anne Greaves, Miss Simon, and so on. I'm a young in the organization. They have been working over the years, and even when situations occur, like we're trying to raise awareness about people with mental health conditions with the police, instead of just going and beat them or that sort of thing,
and manhandle them,
right? Try to get things organized in such a way that you treat them as human beings. Okay. So we raise awareness, we advocate, we work along with different organizations, and so that's the main focus of what we do. And people who are in situations who need help and they reach out, we try to direct them if we cannot help them ourselves. So for example, there are hotline numbers to call. And we have a Facebook page that is going to get some more traction. But if you want to reach out and you're going through something and you can't call 911 or the Sweetwater Foundation, you can send us an anonymous message and we can respond and direct you accordingly, because it's being done because we see the need for persons with mental health challenges to be treated as human beings. For too long, I lump myself there because I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and despite that, I live a full life, and I refuse to let it stop me or let the stigma of how people might treat me or whatever stop me. So for that purpose, we are trying to make it so clear that even if you have a diagnosis, you can live life to the full. And do not be ashamed, do not be afraid. Go to a doctor I say go to a doctor instead of just saying talk to someone. The reason being is that because of the stigma and because of what you're going through, you might not want to just talk to any and anybody, you know. So go to your general physician, tell them what's happening, and they would direct you accordingly. So so to keep things under wraps to an extent.
Okay. So from your organization's perspective, do you think that we have a mental health crisis or a serious problem in Grenada?
I will not say that we have a mental health crisis because I don't have the figures with me. What I can say is that we need more education, we need more awareness, and we need more understanding. And this goes fully. It includes families, it includes the people, with educating the people who have the conditions themselves, their families, and support systems, because many a times people see you with a mental health condition and they go to the furthest extent. They expect you to be on the street, they expect you to be homeless, they expect you to be a certain way, and if you're not fitting that little box, then they're looking for any reason to throw you into that box. So we want to show you that there are teachers who have mental health challenges and they teach. There are doctors you go to and you don't know, and there are doctors, lawyers. So the fact of the matter is, you're not alone. Do not be ashamed. If you find you're sleeping too much, you're eating too much, or you're not eating enough, or you're not sleeping, or you're thinking thoughts, all over the place, there's no shame in it. As I said, I am one of the persons who's going to say, don't just tell anybody, because not everybody is your friend, and you don't want everybody knowing your business sometimes. So you go to your general practitioner and let them guide you accordingly. When you get brave enough and you want to speak out, by all means do so, because that helps someone else.
Okay. Oh, wow. It's really... it's really touching, because for the unsuspecting individual, they fail to realize that the pressures of everyday life, not everyone has the mental fortitude to withstand, and might have some little spiritual connotations and beliefs that, you pray and you hope that you have faith that tomorrow is going to be a better day. Some people, the pressure comes on and it blows their fuse. And that, in my understanding, is not a pronouncement that you're mad. You might just be going through a phase, and with therapeutic intervention, you can be made whole again.
It's the whole thing about it is we go through different emotions, and being able to regulate your emotions helps you to stay within a healthy mental state. If you're not able to regulate your emotions and your responses and so on, then therein lies the need to seek some assistance, because you might just be going off on people. And there's something I came across on Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of chatter there, but I use it for upliftment. And one of the things I saw was you can post all sorts of numbers about suicide prevention, about depression and everything, but if you're treating people disrespectfully, you're hurting them, you're just being nasty, it's useless.
Yeah.
So it's how we interact with each other. Granted, I'm not saying walk on eggshells, because each one of us has to learn to be able to regulate our emotions. But at the same time, because I'm having a bad day, I don't just come and just throw water on you or just yell at you and get on because I'm having a bad day, so I'm going to just take it out on the whole world. That means you have anger issues, you have some sort of problem, you need to see a therapist.
Yeah. And there's also a key word there, for folks who are stronger. When you see someone who is susceptible to this, mental challenges, that word empathy.
Yeah, because it does not mean that, as I said, it does not mean that you have to walk on eggshells, because we all have to learn to regulate. But at the same time, because you know someone has a mental health condition, you don't use triggers.
Yeah.
Just be nasty, just be jicking them and saying, you're crazy.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah. Someone is trying to get onto the conversation. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning. Well, it has to be the bold Tony Julian, after all.
Tone.
After all, no, I'm not here to misbehave, don't worry. I, for some reason, don't have picture on my television. I have audio. And is it Sarana? That's you there?
Yes, definitely. Tony, good morning.
There you go. Now, remember, you promised me an interview and everything. I haven't heard back from you yet. So I'm putting you on the spot about that, okay?
Yes.
Anyway, this is just to quickly say, not to take up too much time. And there are other conditions where labels are attached in terms of mental health or mental well-being. And the one that I'm going to talk about, obviously, is my own case, epilepsy. There are epileptics who remain dead silent in Grenada. They would rather die before letting others know that they have epilepsy because of the treatment that they have been meted out to them from other people. As you just said in that last statement of yours, Sarana, they're labeled as crazy. They're called names before they're approached and asked, hey, is there something I can do to help? This is the year 2025, and I think Grenada needs to come a lot better than that. And by Grenada, I mean its citizens, not just its healthcare professionals, not just those who are going through the different medical conditions and the issues that are attached, but Grenadian citizens. What can we do to help each other in a hands-on way, in an everyday basis? Sarana, I'm sure you would know from your own experiences. There are times that there isn't anything a person can do. It's just others being there, letting you know that they're there, giving you that assurance. Now, I'm going to, like I say, not take up all of the time on the program. I could do, as Innocent knows very well, but I'm going to be nice today. Ask for your comments on what I've just said, or perhaps anything else that you could say to, steer me straight so that what I've said makes a better influence on the listeners to your program. Thank you so very much, Sarana. You have been doing a tremendous job. That's capital T for tremendous. And I pray that it continues that way for you. And I am waiting for that call about that interview.
Tonton.
You take care. Yes.
Have a good day, Tonton.
It's a verbal spanking coming in my direction.
Have a good day, Tonton. Yeah. Have a good day, Tonton.
Okay.
We love you, Delhi. We love you.
It peaceful.
We love you. 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 Bye-bye, Tonton. All right. So, very, very critical point Anthony raised there. There are a lot of people, because of societal biases and insensitivity, I want to use that word, they prefer fight the battle alone.
Yeah, the stigma. But what needs to happen is education. And the general public, if you don't understand, we live in a world of information everywhere. We just have to seek it out, and we get some level of information, and we can create understanding as a result. But at the same time, people like Tony, need to share their story. And yes, we spoke about him coming on my show to talk about his experience with epilepsy. People, the stigma, calling people names, treating them bad, that sort of thing. You hurt each other in the process, and when you do things like that, someone with epilepsy, it compounds it, because then they would have to deal with other issues like depression. So other things come on because of how people are treating them.
It's a concatenation.
It's confounding, and and it compounds. So if you're an evil person, I'm sorry to use the E word, but you could go around just being nasty to people. But the whole thing about it is, what do Monsieur say past you or something like that?
Yeah.
You never know what is coming your way. And sometimes you have people with cancer, and they have to they're dealing with depression. So therein lies, this is so important that I think that's why people are so afraid and get scared of it, in that because of the power of the mind, we don't understand 100% how it works, and so on. So once you hear somebody sick in the head, as so we say, you want to stay far, you're afraid them, you're calling them crazy, they that, and stuff like that. I have been through it.
Okay.
And I guess I'm just the kind of person who don't care. So I just dust my shoulder off and keep moving. I mean, I was in a business place, and one of the workers said "Hey, Ollie, she crazy."
Yeah.
And I just looked at her, I was like, seriously?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a professional?
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I'm crazy, fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like, I think I'm the kind of person who, as I said, just don't care, but not everyone is there. And that in itself is that's why we need to educate and show support for each other, because mental health conditions can come along with other physical ailments. Depression is one that comes about rather easily at many times in our life. Anxiety, sweaty palms, you like having to do an interview or to talk in public. All of that is related to how your mind is working at the time. So
even other physical health related challenges, obesity comes on to, because there are folks who, when they're in that phase,
they eat too much. Yes, I have gone through it.
Yeah, I get up all over when I'm overstressed. I get up all hours of the night and go to the fridge and eat and drink cold water.
No, because that's how you're trying to deal with whatever you're dealing with. And people don't understand. Sometimes you see people, they're skinny and then they get fat, then they get skinny, then they get, because you don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, as we wrap now, because we're pressed for time, you have a set of activities coming up for the month, or?
Well, for the fact that there's a song is a main thing we're focusing on. We would like for the radio stations to play it. We would like for soon enough there is going to be a video available, and we want people to connect.
Okay.
And we want you to know that whatever you're going through, you're not alone. All right. I just want to share some numbers. Sorry, I have on my phone. I hope it opens up. Yes, it did. I remember the password.
Okay.
So yes, we have some numbers to share in the event that you are in a situation where you need help. So there's the Sweetwater Foundation. They are 407-444-4445, 407-4445. And you can email at info@sweetwaterfoundation.ca. All right, and in the psychosocial support unit, you can get them 8 to 4 Monday to Friday 440-2269. There's of course the police, 911. If you're in a really bad situation and you don't know who else to call 911 and they'll help you. Then there's a suicide prevention hotline. That's 537-6 537-7867. That's 537-7867. Or you can WhatsApp 537-7868. And I just want to say thank you to all the nurses and the doctors who work with patients at the Monge Psychiatric Hospital. I know it's not an easy order, but you show up daily to assist. And I know many people, once you hear Monge, you're running the other way. But the fact of the matter is that's the institution we have to help persons with mental health conditions. And I think out of respect for the work that's done by the doctors, including Dr. Spencer, Matron Blackman, and others up there, it's really, really important that we show love and respect and honor them. And of course, the other doctors and nurses at the General Hospital too.
Serena, I wish you all the best, you and your organization, and continue doing that work that you're doing. And I do hope that it could be a springing board for other individuals, can help individually or form themselves into groups to be supportive for this cause, because life is tough and not everybody are built tough enough to deal with life. So we all need each other at times, and it boils back to that biblical question: am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Good.
Serena, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Folks, this is the first leg of the conversation. We'll be back. Don't you go anywhere.
The Ministry of Agriculture is inviting all of Grenada to join in the national observance of World Food Day 2025, guided by the theme Hand in Hand for Better Food and a Better Future. Our national celebrations will run from October 13th, culminating with the grand exhibition at the Old Trafford Playing Field, Tantine, on Friday, October 17th, 2025. Let us all unite to make this year's event the very best, connecting householders, farmers, agricultural partners, schools, and community groups. International World Food Day observance, October 16th. National World Food Day celebrations, October 13th to the 17th. Be a part of Grenada's food security drive.
Welcome to Caracou, small in size, rich in spirit. As you step off the boat, you're greeted by smiling faces and warm island vibes. Your adventure begins here. Need a cozy place to stay? The Mermaid Beach Hotel has been a favorite for years. Waterfront views, clean comfort, and located in the town. In Bogles, the Roundhouse Cottages offers rustic charm with a touch of elegance. A peaceful hideaway surrounded by nature. Prefer something private? Dong Island Villas gives you space, sea breeze, and a home away from home feel. Wake up to the sound of waves and views that stretch for miles. We're ready to welcome you. When are you coming?
Make home yours every day with Courts. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, ooh, oh, oh. Get value for your money. Ooh, oh, oh. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Oh, Courts have it all.
Courts has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Courts Ready Finance. Courts, make home yours.
Need to open a bank account? There's no time to make the drive to stand in line. Get ready. Opening an account with Republic On Board is easy from anywhere at any time, even while waiting for a food order, so you don't have to skip lunch. Republic On Board. Fast, easy, secure. Visit www.republiconboard.com to open your account today.
Grenada. Exciting news. Oasis Pet and Garden has expanded. In addition to our existing location, we're now open at our new location, Melville Street, St. George's. Now serving you at 2 locations for even more convenience.
At Oasis Pet and Garden, we bring you the best products at the best prices nationwide. Check out our garden department for the best quality Pro Mix potting soil, vegetable seeds, and seedling trays, cocoa peat, liquid fertilizer, granular fertilizers, and more. Our livestock and livestock products are the highest quality and the best prices in Grenada.
Residents of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, have you ever wondered how you can benefit from Grenada's Citizenship by Investment program? Join the Investment Migration Agency of Grenada for the next IMA Symposium Series on October 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the Mermaid Hotel Conference Room, Carriacou. This public forum will explore how local developers and those aspiring to become developers can access new earning opportunities through the CBI program. Hear from key experts representing the Investment Migration Agency, the CBI Committee, and the Grenada Investment Development Corporation as they discuss recent regulatory changes designed to expand local participation. This is your chance to gain insight, ask questions, and discover how you can be part of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique's development story. Don't miss it. Join the conversation on October 22nd at 5:30 p.m. at the Mermaid Hotel Conference Room.
Welcome back to the conversation. It's now 9 minutes on to 8 o'clock, and I guess by now you realize that we will overstep our time of 8 o'clock, so we'll forsake the BBC this morning. I'm joined by a group from the Grenada Bureau of Standards this morning. To my immediate right is Mr. Robert Medford. He is the director of the Bureau of Standards. To his right is Ms. Amisha Passad, the head of Standards Division, and to my extreme right is Ms. Abigail Alexander. She is the Information and Marketing Officer. So I have a big time delegation by me this morning, all right? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Wow, you hear that harmony there, boy? Yeah, there's the bass and the alto and the soprano. Wow, okay. How are we doing? How's everybody this morning?
We're doing well, thank you.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I can see that. Okay, so I want to start off firstly by asking, ever so often we hear about the Bureau of Standards. We hear people complaining, we're going to the Bureau of Standards for audio and stuff like that. Well, it sounds nice knowing that there's some place you can go. But what exactly is the Bureau of Standards?
Well, the Grenada Bureau of Standards is a body corporate that was established under the Standards Act of 1989 with the primary mandate of developing standards, promoting and encouraging the use of standards in the state of Grenada. Over the years, the Bureau's role has expanded just from a standards development organization to a metrology organization. And when I say metrology, not to confuse with meteorology, because that is one of the top confusions we have.
Yes, the Met Office.
The Met Office. Yes. So when we say metrology, we speak the science of measurements.
Right.
And then after that, we have gone into conformity assessment services, inspection services, all under law, of course. So we do a lot of things at the Grenada Bureau of Standards, but the primary mandate under the Standards Act is the development of standards, encourage and promote the use of standards in the state of Grenada.
And when we talk standards here, we talk standards in terms of what? Do you, for example, someone is building a house. do you inspect the standard, the quality? Because I guess with standards come quality assurance.
Yeah,
right.
That's correct.
So is there a testing? For example, someone is building a house and you go check the quality of the mortar that is being used to ensure that the blocks are laid firmly and so forth. What the standards, general standards? What do you deal with?
Well, we deal with a wide range of standards, from food standards to non-food standards. And ironically, as you said, concrete blocks, I will pass to my standards officer who can give a little insight on that particular standard, because that is one of the standards that we now have out for public comment.
Yes, so that's a good point. We do focus on standards development, facilitating standards, different standards, as Mr. Medford said, including construction materials. Now, a standard, first off, is anything that's a tool to help you get quality assurance, consistent results, competitiveness for your product. So when you're thinking standard, think anything that would help you achieve this, as well as protect your consumers and protect yourself, right? So it goes beyond construction. It could go into anything that falls into a tool to help you do that. But right now, we do have 2 standards that are available for public comments, meaning that everybody out in the public, anybody listening to us right now, has a chance to see what they want to see in that standard. We've created a draft. You can read it over. You can tell us, okay, well, we agree with this, we disagree with this. It's a very cooperative process. What I would say is that we actually just facilitate the development of the standard. It's really developed by the Grenadian stakeholders. Everybody here, all the experts, the technical people, in the example of concrete blocks, which is one of the standards available for comments right now, it's done by engineers, block manufacturers, users of the block. So it's a very collaborative process, but it's very transparent.
And how are these standards developed?
So it's developed in a way, like I said, first of all, somebody comes to us and they say, hey, we want this standard, right? When that happens, we put out a call to all the relevant stakeholders and we say, okay, would you like to see the standard developed? When we get votes back, so again, it's not up to Bureau, it's really up to the public and to the stakeholders to say, yeah, we want to see this standard going forward. So that's another question we get a lot. Why don't you have a standard for this? It might be somebody never asked, or maybe when it came to the vote, we didn't get enough support to go ahead and do the work. And from that point, once we get the support to go ahead and initiate the work, we pool all the relevant people into a committee together, and they will then take it forward, work on a draft, put all the elements that they think should be in that standard. So again, developed by Grenadians for Grenadians. And then after that, we still send it out to the public and say, hey, here's your chance to get involved again. Like right now, we have the hollow concrete block standard and our toilet tissue standard out for public comments.
Yeah, I find the toilet tissue is getting rough. Yeah.
Probably. Well, look at our standard. Check it out. It's available on our Facebook page. Give us some feedback.
And provide that comment.
Yes.
So now that you have these 2 standards out for vote, how does the general public become actively involved in the voting process?
Well, not voting, public comments.
Public comments.
So what happens here is that you basically can go to our Facebook page or social media pages and you will see a link to the standards. And for 60 days, which ends on December 5th, you have the chance to actually use our forms. We have a Google form, or if you feel more comfortable sending us an email or calling us, we can help you out there as well. But you can just check it out. The standards are available for viewing. You will not be able to download and print them for copyright reasons, but you can read them and you can actually submit your comments all electronically. You don't need to print a form. You could. We can always assist, but
yeah, 0 paper.
We're trying.
We're trying.
It's a goal.
Paper. Now, I am very certain that my listening and viewing audience, let me make sure my viewing audience is there as well. When they hear the Bureau of Standards, one of the biggest concerns would be, are these the people that deals with the controlling of prices of goods and commodities in the shops? Are you all responsible for that as well?
No, we're not responsible for the controlling of prices. That falls under another entity. I think price control is with the Ministry of Finance, if I'm not mistaken.
So you're predominantly involved with the control of quality.
That is correct.
Okay. So having said that, what are some of the initiatives you have coming up? Are there any initiatives you have ongoing? Or?
Well, firstly, just thank you for having us here today on World Standards Day, which is actually World Standards Day. And it's under the theme Shared Vision for a Better World. And we're focusing on SDG 17, which is Partnership and Goals. So it's actually World Standards Day, and I'm going to let Miss Alexander tell you about one of the partnerships that we're doing later out this week, one of the partnership activities.
Is it with the GBN?
I wish, but thanks for the offer. We will take you up on that.
Lovely.
So one of the activities we will be at this week, that's this coming Friday, we will be at the exhibition hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture with the agro-processors and agribusiness owners. And so that is one of the initiatives the Bureau would be out doing, connecting with the agribusiness owners, connecting with persons as well, and also just to have them, have a say on the public comments that is out as well, and also in ways that we can help them with their businesses. Yes, one of the things that we do also is sell packaging items. So maybe there's a packaging item that they will see from the Bureau that they can purchase to help their business. And of course, standards being there, they would get to talk with the standards team and see what standards is available that will help them in their business as well.
So in essence, agro-processors, or maybe other people who are not actually into agro-processing per se, but into some other sort of distribution, and they want to get, specialized packaging and so forth for their products, you all facilitate that?
We do facilitate a small line of packaging geared at the agro-processors. We know it is a very dominant industry here in Grenada, and we know that access to packaging, pricing of packaging sometimes can be a challenge. So in the past years, we offered the service where we bring in the more high-demand packaging materials for the agro-processors. Now, if there's a specialized piece of packaging that you're interested in, we can facilitate connecting you with suppliers to see if they can provide it. And it goes back to the theme that we're celebrating this year on the World Standards Day, where we look at partnership. So we do have partnerships with various entities, packaging suppliers, and other entities if you're looking for some specialized set of information. And the whole standards development process is geared on collaboration and partnerships. As Ms. Bassad was saying, we get the experts, they come together, they sit at the table. That is a partnership. We liaise with international organizations. We're a member of ISO, we're a member of COPANT, we're a member of the Inter-American Metrology System. We're also exploring cooperations with bilateral cooperations with other standard entities. We're part of CROSSQ, the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards and Quality, that looks at the regional standards development process, which we play a critical role in also. So we have these strategic partnerships that we have established, and we use those partnerships to help our agro-processors and any other person in industry that is looking for a particular standard to use. And it all encompasses what we call the national quality infrastructure. And when I speak of the national quality infrastructure, there where you see the standards working, you see the metrology working, you see the inspections and certifications and the accreditations working. So all of these are partnerships. So it is available, so you can contact us and we'll be very willing to assist you.
I used a scenario just a while ago as it relates to in the field of construction with making of blocks. Now, a house is built, and the owner, after a very brief period of residing in it, realized that most of the blocks are cracking, all right, and breaking. And they want to file a complaint. How do they do that? How do they lodge a complaint?
With regards to complaints, you can lodge a complaint in few sources. One, you can contact the Grenada Bureau of Standards and lodge a complaint. And there is now the Consumer Affairs Unit in the Ministry of Legal Affairs and Consumer Protection. You can lodge a complaint there with them. We do have a Consumer Protection Act in place in Grenada, so that is another avenue. So there are these two avenues in which you can launch complaints. Once the complaint comes in, it is documented, it is investigated, and a response is given to you.
Okay, is there a specific time frame?
It depends on the nature of the complaint. Some complaints may take a longer time to investigate or get to the bottom of than others.
Right. And another quick question. For someone who is, let's say someone is into the rearing of animals, animal husbandry, and wants to get a specialized package for selling the, branded package. Like I might want to say, Right Choice Farms. I want to sell my pork and my chicken in bags labeled Right Choice Farms. So can I come to you and have that, looked at and assisted with?
I will address that in a twofold manner.
Please.
The first one, you can come to us, and depending on the packaging material you have, we can use our strategic partnerships to put you onto a supplier to see if they can supply you with that particular packaging material. The next thing you spoke of is a labeling aspect, and I will hand to my standards officer, to head of standardization, to just give a little insight on that.
So, two types of standards we actually have in Grenada are compulsory standards and voluntary standards. Compulsory standard is something that is mandated by law, and voluntary standards are ones that are better for your business but are not necessarily mandated by law. Now, packaging, labeling of prepackaged goods is a mandatory standard. So we have to approve your labeling, and there is a standard, or like I said, a tool, a guideline that actually tells you what should be on your label. Right? So you can send that to us via email, and our technical team or conformity assessment team will actually look at that and certify your label based on what you've put onto your label. Make sure that it's factual, make sure that it has all the relevant aspects that needs to be on it before, and you will get from us a certificate stating that we have certified your label. So
that's the mandatory.
That's the mandatory.
Okay. So, and what would you use as examples for voluntary? Is voluntary?
Yeah, you've got it right.
Yeah.
So with
voluntary standard.
So a voluntary standard, like I said, it's a better business model. So as we mentioned, consumer complaints, for example, there is a voluntary standard that tells you how to set up a consumer complaint process within your establishment. So say you are running a Right Choice Chicken Farm.
Yes.
Okay, you're running Right Choice Chicken Farm. How are you as a business now taking your complaints in? So we actually have a voluntary standard that tells you what should actually be in recording that process, if you get me. So it doesn't tell you that you must do this, but hey, we can tell you what should be on your form. We can make recommendations, how you should address a customer, how long you should take. That's just one example of a voluntary standard. We have 160 of them.
Wow. The voluntary ones?
Yes.
Voluntary ones.
We have 28 compulsory standards.
From a standards perspective in Grenada, how are we doing? Grenadian companies and entities, businesses and so forth, adhering to standards that are already set?
For the mandatory standards, yes, you have to adhere to it. There is no choice in the matter. So we do have programs set up for the mandatory standards, or what we call them now, technical regulations. So for example, items entering the state of Grenada through the port of St. George's, or maybe through the airport, once there is a technical regulation in place or mandatory standard in place, some form of conformity assessment takes place. For example, an inspection. So for example, if you're bringing in tires to sell to the public, that's your pneumatic tires for your vehicles, there is a technical regulation in place for tires. There's a technical regulation in place for rice. There's a technical regulation in place for flour. Technical regulation in place for bottled water. So we do have all these technical regulations in place. So conformity assessment, inspection activities happen at the port to ensure compliance. Now, when you use a voluntary standard, we have the conformity assessment services available to ensure that, okay, you're conforming to the standard. As Ms. Posada was saying, is better business for you, a better business model, a better business tool for you. So those services are available. So with regards to the uptake, yes, we see compliance where the technical regulations are in place, and in recent time we have seen more persons coming in to ask, okay, what standards are available. So we need more promotion to say and encourage the use of these standards.
Which is why we're here.
Okay.
That's why we're here.
I was just going to Miss Alexander as Information and Marketing Officer. How is it easy or difficult is your job?
Well, right now we're trying to get the word out. So it can be challenging sometimes to get engagement from persons. So I would take the time to also say, follow us, share content, keep abreast with what is happening with standards, what we're doing in terms of metrology, and what we're doing in terms of conformity assessment. And it's important for you to know what's happening in your country as it relates to standards and why they matter, because they're in everyday life. For example, the tires, it's in tires as well. There's standards for tires, and that is an important thing, because imagine traveling on the road and you get a defective tire.
Yeah,
and that causes a serious accident.
Could be fatal.
Exactly.
So, having said that, now, I know in Grenada we're very good at having laws, the enforcement of the laws. Is it mandatory that at every shipment of tire that comes into the island that you have a representative inspecting every one of them?
Yes, it is. It's
every single tire?
Not every single tire. For new tires, there's a sampling process that takes place. But for used tires, it's 100% inspection. Every single tire, if it is a used tire. So the process can be very lengthy. So I like to commend our team of inspectors who execute those functions at the port and in other areas. Yes, they have a difficult job, so we appeal to the public to cooperate with them in the execution of their duties, because it is for your safety, it is for ensuring that compliance is met with the relevant standards, and as we said, standards ensure safety. Quality assurance is also good for your business, so we just ask the general public to cooperate with the inspectors, and the more you cooperate, the quicker the process would be. But as we get back to tires, let me just re-emphasize, for used tires, 100% inspection. So you recognize the amount of effort that will have to go into the process.
So you're telling me, right, that if someone imports a container of tires, that container has 5,000 tires, used tires, 5,000 tires will be checked physically,
and typically the container won't have 5,000. You have an average of 15 to 1,600 max.
Okay.
If it's a 40 foot.
Okay, all right. Okay.
And it depends on the size. Okay. Yes, but used tires 100%.
Someone seems to be wanting to get some clarification. Good morning, caller. Welcome. We lost that call. Caller, you definitely have to call back, because all right, here it goes. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph. Greetings.
Welcome.
It is not the same person, I must indeed say. Yes, good morning, Mr. Medford, and your guest there, your team there. Just a little curiosity, you know. I'd like to find out what level of collaboration the Bureau of Standards have with the construction industry generally, and specifically with the Ministry of Infrastructure in standards associated with the building of roads, both hydraulic cement and asphaltic cement. Why do I ask this question? I have noticed, because I ride on vehicles, that our roads are deplorably poor standards, and so quickly they deteriorate. A road in Soteas built about 3 to 5 years ago, I understand, reliably, It's been damaged already, deteriorating so rapidly. So my question, Mr. Medford, sir, how far do you collaborate with the construction industry, the engineers of this country, the infrastructure department, to the standards, with the standards set for road construction and preventive maintenance, proper pothole repair strategies, etc.? I trust my question is understood, sir. Do have a nice day, will you?
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you.
Very pertinent.
Very, very pertinent. So let me address the cement standard. So we do have a standard for Portland cement. That is also a compulsory standard. So cement entering the state of Grenada has to comply with the requirements of this particular standard. Our materials laboratory is set up to do conformity assessment on the cement to ensure compliance to the standard. So you bring cement in, we take a sample, we test the cement to ensure the setting time and everything is appropriate. So the cement is fit for purpose for use in Grenada. We do have through our materials laboratory facilities to do the testing of asphalt, which now comes back to quality control. Now there isn't a technical regulation in place for asphalt. This is one of the voluntary standards you would find, and we use ASTM, we use Astro, we use the British standards with regards to this. So we would encourage, when projects are undertaking, that they have built into them facilities for quality assurance, testing of critical materials at critical times. So you're doing a road, services are available to have your asphalt tested, to have your sublayers tested also, to have the soil or the areas around where the construction is happening also tested for different parameters to ensure that the engineers who are doing the design have the right data to have the proper design. So we encourage industry, to utilize these standards. As I said, it is a tool for ensuring quality assurance. We have collaborations with the Ministry of Infrastructure. I think they sit on our technical committee, for example, for the concrete blocks and other standards relative to the construction sector. We have cooperation with the Planning Development Authority. We have cooperation with the Grenada Institute of Professional Engineers that is represented on our standard council. So we do have partnerships with the construction industry. So it is us promoting the use of the services of the Bureau to ensure quality assurance of your end product, because at the end of the day, you construct a road, we want to ensure that that road lasts you a very good time. Yes, there's going to be maintenance, but you don't want to have maintenance 6 months after you have a new road or 8 months. Yes. So you have to make sure that quality inputs are made, conformity assessment procedures are in place, and the services are utilized.
But does the construction of road with the asphalt and so forth, the cement aspect of it, as you said, you do check on the cement, so we can look at the drainage and so forth. The cement is used mostly for drains. Now and then you have roads being used with concrete as well. But as it relates to the asphalt, do you have control over assessing the asphalt and ensuring that it meets quality? Because we must admit, when you look at a lot of monies are being wasted in road construction, the methodology and everything like that. You see guys patching the road today, and 2 weeks later some rain falls and the hole is bigger than a swimming pool again. So that aspect of it, I think that is the gist of what the caller was trying to get to. Does that fall under your ambit?
We don't have a technical regulation in place for asphalt. So as I said, we encourage persons in the industry, if you're undertaking those products, to utilize the services of our materials testing laboratory that has the capability of testing the asphalt that you're going to be applying to the road.
Maybe that should be one of the standards that should be up for public opinion as well. Yeah, let's accommodate this call. That was going to be our last caller. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Hi, welcome to the program.
The problem is the road. Them guys and them don't put no stone under the road.
Okay.
That's what causing the root to mash up.
Okay, thank you. So that is structural. Yeah.
That goes back to the quality of work.
Yeah. Let's do this. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hello, good morning. I want to find out from the Bureau, great, if they have any legal authority. For example, you purchase an item, and the item is proven to be defective, as so many items are in Grenada these days. Simple things as a broom, the broom wouldn't last a good month, etc., and a host of products. Okay? If a report is being lodged to the Bureau of Standards, does the Bureau have the legal authority after the investigation would have been completed to enforce the law, whether the person that the purchase was made from the company or the individual be prosecuted, taken to court, or compensation, etc.?
Thank you, caller.
That's a very good question.
That's
That authority will fall under the Consumer Protection Act, and that lies with the Office of Consumer Affairs under the Ministry of Legal Affairs, Labor and Consumer Affairs. But the Bureau would collaborate with the Office of Consumer Affairs if a technical regulation is being impacted, or if advice is needed on what voluntary standards exist. But with the legal aspect of it, the Office of Consumer Affairs would deal with that under the Consumer Protection Act.
Does your office, the Bureau of your entity, the Bureau of Standards, it's a statutory body, right?
Yes, it is.
Right. Does it collaborate with Consumer Affairs and so forth?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have a very good working relationship with Consumer Affairs. We were consulted when the Act was being put in place. We sit on the advisory committee also. So that is one of the partnerships that we have, as we're here celebrating World Standards Day and we're looking at partnerships. That's one of the strategic partnerships we have, because, consumers will complain and they need to have an avenue, to getting those complaints addressed.
My final question is, why has the Bureau of Standards been so silent? I mean, with that level of importance of your body, I would have expected that you all would have visited us here more regularly. Miss Alexander should be visiting us regularly enough to keep the general audience abreast with the trends that are going and what are expected.
Definitely. Point well taken. And so in the upcoming year, you will see and hear from us more, even for World Standards Day and for the upcoming weeks. We are doing a lot of public awareness campaigns where we're educating the general public, on what we do, the importance of the role of the Bureau. So stay tuned, stay abreast with what is happening, and we'll definitely make an appointment to come again.
Is there anything you thought we left out this morning? I know you've got an upcoming seminar also.
We have two.
Two seminars.
Yes, and so later on in the month, tentatively set for the 28th and 29th of October, we have a CrossQ, and CrossQ is the CARICOM Regional Organization for Standards
and Quality.
Yes. And so we have a seminar for business, small business owners, micro business. Yes, and so we also have another seminar that Ms. Prasad will talk about as well.
On the 29th. So coming back to concrete blocks, what we're trying to come out to the public. There's going to be a stakeholder engagement. It's hybrid. You can register and come to Bureau, or you can do it from Zoom, and we're going to explain what's in the standard before it actually gets closed off. So if you actually have a comment, this is your time to come to listen. If you have an interest in concrete blocks on a whole, just come in, register, listen to what's being said, raise your questions there. Then you can take your time, review the standard, give us comments, give us feedback, because from this stage, then we go into publication, right? If there are no comments received. So this is your chance. We have it on social media, but we are also asking you as a stakeholder, if you would like to engage with us, come to the stakeholder engagement on the 29th of October, which is 2 weeks from now. Yeah, it's Wednesday from 10 to 11:15 a.m. Just listen. That's all we're asking, Give us some feedback. We're begging for it at this point.
And definitely, even on Friday coming, you will definitely have a time to interact with us. We will also let the agri-business owners and small business owners that we engage with know about this upcoming seminar that is taking place as well.
Okay. And for those who do not know, including myself, where are you located? Your physical structure.
We're located at Queen's Park, St. George's. You can contact us on 440-5886 or 440-6783, or you can shoot us an email at gdbs@gdbs.gd or info@gdbs.gd.
I'll send you an email. I wouldn't shoot it to you. There's too much a high rising gun violence in Grenada.
Okay, I stand corrected. You send me an email.
Okay. So again, I want to thank you very much. This person has been trying desperately to get to us. This is going to be our last call. Good morning, caller. Caller, good morning.
Yes, I'd like to get into the program.
Yes, you can make your comment, please, quickly.
Go ahead now.
Yes, please. You need to turn down the volume on your radio or TV, please.
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, I wanted to ask the guest whether they regulate, the host alluded to it a while ago, whether they regulate things like radio stations, because there are some radio stations which are like they're a private entity.
Okay. Do you call?
No, we don't regulate radio stations, but if you have anything to do with broadcast frequencies and those things, you would need to NTRC.
Yeah, okay, that's where you go by Mr. Timothy. All right. Okay, so, Mr. Medford, Miss Prasad, and Miss Alexander, I want to thank you for gracing us with your presence this morning, and I beg, please, don't be a stranger. Okay? The people, there's a number of calls that were coming in. People want to know more about you. People want to interact with you. And I advocate that you be more present in the media and let the GBN be a home base.
We will definitely take you up on that offer.
Please. Is there anything you thought we left out that you'd like to put in before we wrap?
So before we go, I'd just like to give a thanks to all of the experts who have sat on our technical committees that have contributed to the development of standards. As we celebrate World Standards Day, the day is geared at recognizing the efforts of these experts in the development of standards. As you know, the standards enhance the quality of your product, the quality of your business, competitiveness, the promotion of trade, and those things. So a special thanks to all of the experts. Your expertise, your time is greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Ms. Prasad and Ms. Alexander?
I would also just like to take this opportunity to thank our viewers and also to encourage our viewers. If you haven't followed us already, do follow us, engage, get involved, and hear what we have to say as it relates to standards development and the things around you. Yes.
Ms. Prasad?
Yes, so just echoing the sentiment. So thank you to everybody that's participated so far, and please asking anybody to continue to participate. It's very important to us. We really cannot just make the decisions on our own. And the last thing we want to do is
that, you first need to be
the last thing we would want to do is to actually make a decision that will impact anybody in a negative way. So that's why we ask you to come out, give us your feedback, read, review. It's super important. We just want to make sure we're truly representing national interests here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you again for sharing, and we'll be in touch in the not too distant future and on a more regular basis.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for having us.
The pleasure is always ours. Folks, that's it for the conversation this morning, the extended version thereof, and thank you for staying with us. We take a commercial break and we come back with some great music. Don't you go anywhere.